Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about some wrestling. I'm here to talk about some wrestling news. So let's get right into it here. The first thing I want to talk about is apparently CM Punk. There was a talent meeting at the AEW Collision event, and apparently CM Punk recently led that talent meeting. So some talent of the promotion who wasn't there didn't know a meeting was held. CM Punk apparently led the meeting where several topics were brought up and discussed regarding how the show could separate itself from Dynamite, including the finish of some matches. People say, oh, we shouldn't be holding anything, he isn't a leader. Yeah, let's get more into the article here about CM Punk leading the talent meeting. So AEW Collision is basically built around CM Punk to keep him away from those who don't like him in the promotion, as they're mostly kept on Dynamite, and Punk appears most of the time on the Saturday program of Collision. So AEW's done various things to make Collision come across different from Dynamite, and apparently Sean Ross Sapp fought for Select reported details on a talent meeting ahead of the July 8 episode of the AEW Collision event. And per the report, the meeting was largely about how Collision has differentiated itself from Dynamite to the point of where many of Dynamite's usual detractors have taken to liking Collision. So some talent in the promotion who wasn't there didn't know a meeting was held. Some people didn't know a meeting was held. So CM Punk led the meeting where several topics were brought up. The finishes of matches, separate itself from Dynamite, and the meeting also reviewed what was and wasn't good for Collision, including finishes. The meeting also covered how AEW promoted its projects and shows. Some safety guidelines were also covered during the meeting, so they covered some including some finishes. They reviewed what was good, what wasn't good for Collision, including some finishes to matches. But yeah, CM Punk led this talent meeting here. But yeah, I'm still supposed to believe the people don't like CM Punk in that locker room. So a WWE star recently made a debut under a new name. So apparently this star, yeah, we're just throwing out the name Star a lot. So wrestling. So as you know, I talked about a few days ago, WWE filed for several trademarks for some in-ring names with the United States Patent and Trademark Office on July 13th, including Kai Sane, Izzy Dame, Trey Bearhill, Tyreek Igwe, and Tyson DuPont. Some names that I talked about. So on Tuesday night, before NXT went live on the USA Network, WWE taped Friday's Level Up from the Performance Center episode. At the taping, Izzy Dame, real name is Frankie Strafling, a former volleyball player who joined WWE last year, made her in-ring debut under the new persona. So that's who Izzy Dame was for. It was her real name is Frankie Strafling, a former volleyball player. So she previously worked a few house shows, including her in-ring debut on May 20th at the NXT Live event, where she lost to Lola Voss, who is she has a good work rate. I'll say that. So let's get some more stuff here. So Seth Rollins says he's mended fences with Matt Riddle after they had some beef in the past. So he joined Logan Paul on his podcast, the World Heavyweight Champion. His Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast for a new interview where he discussed a wide variety of topics. But during it, he spoke about making amends with Matt Riddle over their past beef. Because, this wasn't a shoot. They actually hated each other. And over the past, and something WWE brought into their feud last year. Their issue started when Riddle's then wife called out the women on the WWE main roster over being straight, skinny, jiggly, fat, and told them to squat. She used a picture of Rollins' wife, Becky Lynch, who's also the mother of his child, as a reference. So during a Friday night SmackDown watch-along special there during the draft, he noted that he had no interest in wrestling Matt Riddle. And Riddle gave his side of the situation and noted that they were on good enough terms to work together. So, he basically noted that they were good enough to work together. He's glad they worked it out. I'm glad they gave it a second chance and they were man enough to squash the beef. So WWE Star was less than a week away from breaking a record before a recent loss. So yes, the NXT North American title is the secondary championship for the men and the developmental brand, similar to the Intercontinental and United States championships on the main roster. The title was introduced a few years ago. Wesley had been the champion going to Tuesday's episode of NXT where he dropped to Dominic Mysterio, which I still don't like. I don't see how people like this decision. I did not. Because if he's already in the main roster and this is a developmental brand, why are you basically burying the developmental for an already proven WWE superstar? And that match wasn't even that good. If Wesley can't get you to a good match, yeah. But Carmelo Hayes holds the record for the North American title. Lee holds the longest reign. Holds the longest reign in the title's history at 269 days. Nice. Yeah, still like him losing though. So Dirty Dominic Mysterio wins the NXT North American Championship. Talked about it last night a little bit. I don't know if I still don't like. I mean, I get it because you want to get more boo. You want to get more hate, but I would rather kept the title on Wesley. To be honest, in my opinion, I would rather kept the title on Wesley. I don't know. That's just my opinion, though. So, Shawn Michaels, he recently made some comments on the possibility of Marty Jannetty teaching a younger talent in NXT. Oh no. But I don't think he should. Teaching what? How to jump through a window like a coward? And he basically said, fuck no, but in the most professional way possible. He basically said, fuck you, but in the most professional way possible. Jannetty should be kept as far away from anyone in developmental as possible. I doubt most of the PC are particularly helpful, but Marty would be disastrous. At least, in my opinion, I don't know what he'd be teaching them. Who would ask Marty Jannetty for to get help? So we have an update on Bryan Danielson. He got his surgery on his arm about 2 weeks ago, where they put in a steel rod and 9 screws, and his surgery reportedly went well, according to him, and he's on the road to recovery. So he got his surgery. They put a steel rod in, 9 screws. So fast recovery for Bryan Danielson. Speedy recovery. So Tommaso Ciampa, before he returned to WWE Raw and faced The Miz, he says he was cleared 3 weeks before his return. So they took 3 weeks for him to. Says he was cleared 3 weeks before his return. So I'm pretty sure Johnny's been cleared as well. Fightful reported he was at the Cleveland show. Plans were in place. They canceled, and now Ciampa's on a singles push. I guess for now, until Johnny Gargano eventually comes back. I don't know when. I want to see Johnny Gargano come back, but guess we'll still have to wait. Guess we'll still have to wait. So, WWE NXT last night. Pretty good ratings. WWE NXT on July 18th records a 10% increase in viewership. The key demo rating also up. It drew a 671,000. It drew 746,000 viewers. The number's up big from the July 11 episode, which drew 671,000 viewers. The demo rating came in at a 0.21 rating, up from the 0.20 rating from the previous Tuesday. So some big ratings for NXT with the Judgment Day here. Huge number for NXT. You love to see the quarter numbers to see if Dom drew the number at the end, which they probably did. But maybe the Judgment Day on NXT programming has to be considered excess if they were to go stay down there. Like from Raw, NXT, maybe. Some more news here. Trying to find some more news here. So Samoa Joe, on renewing his rivalry with CM Punk and AEW, says, "I'm good at punching it, and people want to watch it. He has a very punchable face, basically. He's been that dog since day one in Impact." But yeah, I think we're going to get Samoa Joe CM Punk feud. That's going to be good. It's going to be a hell of a match. So Seth Rollins, he says he should probably have back surgery. He said, quote, "My lower back has been at me since 2019. Probably should get some surgery on that, but trying to just do whatever I can to make sure I don't need it because I have a couple of stress fractures back there." Man, I mean, you could give the belt to Finn Balor. Give Seth 9 months off. Because it's hard to put that much wrestling mileage on your back. Because you put it off for 5 years. I feel like everyone who's ever got back surgery regrets for the rest of their life putting it off. I feel like he should just get that surgery. It would suck to miss 9 months, 8-9 months. But it's better to get that surgery now than wait until it's too late. It'd just be too late. But, he should put his health first. He doesn't want to be like Hogan, who is struggling to walk now. Because he ignored, like, his back problems for years. But I feel like it's different one of those days because there was no recovery and the culture of pro wrestling was horrible. But he can get it. He should just get the surgery now. Or after, maybe drop the belt at SummerSlam. Maybe. I don't know. So Tony Khan explained why a women's blood and guts was not a feasible idea this year. They simply don't have that much star power in that division to have a blood and guts match. Jamie getting injured really set things back. It seemed like they were building towards some sort of big payoff match with the Outcast, but then Jamie Hayter got injured. If they had more star power in that division, maybe that wouldn't happen. But they simply don't have the star power. If Mercedes and Hayter never got injured, because they would have brought in Mercedes. You know they were going to bring in Mercedes if she didn't break her ankle. But she might be back in a few weeks. Who knows? But if Mercedes and Hayter never got injured, they could have possibly did one, because they would have thought about it. But yeah, it just wasn't possible. Britt Baker would like to face Mercedes Moné at AEW New Japan Door, Forbidden 3. I'm gonna be honest, after watching her last match with Soho, with Ruby, she should be the last person I want to see Mercedes in the ring with. Mercedes would carry that match. She's going to put on banger after banger after banger for that to even be in consideration. Because Mercedes would carry that match. She would make Britt look good. I would rather see Mercedes face somebody else. No, Britt or... No. But yeah, that's all I'll say for this wrestling video. So until next time, peace.